Well, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. sort of gave up the game when he was asked about evidence of a causal link between Tylenol taken by pregnant women and subsequent autism in the child. And he admitted, we actually don't have any evidence of causation. We have an association, but we don't really have the type of evidence that one would demand if they really are going to start taking this seriously. Here is RFK Jr. I can't possibly say it as well as he says it, so I will let him explain it.
The causative association between Tylenol given in pregnancy and the perinatal periods is not sufficient to say it definitely caused autism, but it is very suggestive. And it's suggestive in animal studies and core blood studies and observational studies from nation to nation. And so there should be a cautious approach to it. And that's why our message to patients, to mothers, to people who are pregnant, and to the mothers of young children is consult your physician. And we have asked physicians to minimize the use to when it's absolutely necessary.
So let me interpret that for you. We do not have any evidence showing a causal link that suggests an increased rate of autism as a result of the mother taking Tylenol while pregnant. Now, I think it is of utter importance to restate that the hedging language RFK uses is already the prevailing medical guidance that doctors give. He likes to throw in phrases like, you really should only take Tylenol during pregnancy when absolutely necessary. That's always the way it is. As someone who's just out of a pregnancy, not personally, of course, but in my household, you can, if you're pregnant, you really consider what would be the reason to use a skin cream, a pain reliever, any medication. You really think that through. And then you say, what are the risks and why am I taking it? And you consult with a doctor and you use as little of anything as possible. You're always, my approach, whether pregnant or not, and that of everyone I know, is I am going to take the least of any medication I can with the goal being zero. The default should be I'm going to take zero unless there's a really good case to take something. This has always been the case with medications for pregnant women and with Tylenol in general. And so when you strip this all down, there's really nothing new other than they are saying we have found what we believe is a causal link, but don't actually have any evidence to suggest that. Now, we talked on the bonus show yesterday how in Texas there's a lawsuit now. Texas is suing the manufacturer of Tylenol, saying they hid the connection. We're going to hopefully get a court to weigh in on this thing. Now, another moment from this little press conference, when Dr. Oz spoke, who runs Medicare and Medicaid, about, he was asked about the lack of extension of Obamacare subsidies. And he just kind of goes, nah, your numbers are really made up.
You mentioned at the top that you want medications to be affordable, effective, and safe for Americans. We're speaking today on the day that window shopping began in the Affordable Care Act program on those marketplaces. And that shows that unless those tax credits are extended, those subsidies, the average plan will increase for Americans by somewhere around 115%. Do you believe that Congress should extend those subsidies so that most Americans do not receive significant increases in their premiums?
Where'd you get that 115% number from?
Kaiser Family Foundation.
They retracted that.
They did not retract it. I mean, that's so Dr. Oz immediately goes, they retracted it, not retracted. Kaiser Family Foundation put out a statement saying we just did not retract it.
That data was run inappropriately. They changed the messaging on it. Go back and look at the website. Here's the truth. The window shopping is already revealing that the average American is going to pay about, who's on the ACA, between 100 and 400% of poverty level, is going to pay $50 total next year. It's going to be $13 more than this year. So there can be a lot of hair pulling and scratching and mudslinging, but the fundamental reality for most Americans is that although it is an increase in spend, That's not the big issue. The big issue is the fundamental flaws within the ACA as they were created 15 years ago.
You know, the real flaw with the ACA is it didn't go far enough, and it's all that Obama and Democrats were able to get. That's the real flaw. And even President Obama has acknowledged the sad part is we were only able to do the ACA. I would have liked to have done way more. And the prices are going nuclear. I mean, I think I mentioned I actually have my open enrollment period like everybody else coming up. I'm going to be looking for a different plan. My plan this year as a self-employed person through one of these marketplaces, my plan is $747 a month. So that's what, like $9,000 a year, $8,000 a year. And then I still have a $25 copay for my regular doctor, $60 copays for specialists, some deductible on labs. I don't remember, although some of them are mostly covered. Anyway, my $747 a month plan, I was just notified, is going to $950 if I want to keep the same plan in 2026. I'm going to be shopping around. This is not this is not a subsidized Obamacare plan or whatnot. But the prices are going up. It's outrageous. Whenever I mention this, I get dozens of emails from people in other countries saying, David, $747 a month. That I hope that covers your whole family. And the answer is, it does not. It does not. Yeah. So it's a disaster. And going, oh, Kaiser retracted it. Give me a break. Kaiser retracted nothing. Thanks for watching. Check out another one of our videos and make sure to subscribe so YouTube keeps our content in your feed. And if you prefer audio, subscribe to the podcast on Spotify or Apple.